Hello, welcome to the sideboard here at the StarCGames.com Open Series in Las Vegas. We're 3 rounds into the Legacy event, and I'm here with John Kassari, notable Legacy grinder, top 8er, winner, and you're playing the sweet Turbo / Mono Green Eldrazi deck.
Yeah, I innovated it because I saw someone playing a blue-green post deck, and they won San Diego, and when they were hard casting Emeralds, it inspired me, and the fact that it ramps and plays Primeval Titan, one of my favorite cards.
Right. So you have your mana base of all your posts, Glimmer Post, Cloud Post with Vesuva to copy, and even a Thespian Stage we can copy. Mm-hmm. So you got all this mana.
Yep.
And you have Primeval Titan, which you can use Cavern of Souls
to cheat in against Force, yeah.
For even more lands. And then of course, you're looking to be casting some Eldrazi.
Yeah, I have all 3 aliens in my deck. The weakest one is Kozilek by far. But yeah, against Miracles, if you want to beat Miracles, and Joe Lissette will be pretty upset that I'm trying to promote this deck, but he never wants to play against me.
Yeah, anyone that has watched his stream, he has mentioned that
several
this
times,
deck demolishes the Miracles. Yeah. So, is that another reason why you're kind of playing this deck again? You played it back in LA, the top 8, but with the rise in Miracles, is that one of the reasons why you're still on this? Or?
I just really enjoy the deck. I feel like it has overall good matchups against all the decks. I guess there are some bad matchups like Game 1 against Charbelcher and Storm.
Right.
If they just combo out on you. I mean, you still have a chance because you have crop rotation into Bajuka Bog against Storm decks. But overall, it's a tough matchup, Game 1. But Game 2 and 3, you get Leyline and Thorn of Amethyst, a bunch of cool cards.
So the main deck, you have a bunch of stuff to power out these huge creatures, and you have a way to find it with Sensei's Divining Top. Mm-hmm. And of course, with all the lands being the factor in this deck, you have to have Pithing Needle main to shut down Wasteland, probably like the worst card against you.
Yeah, that's by far the worst card against this deck. Everyone's playing Wasteland, so you need at least 3 needles. But the cool thing about this deck also is you can play around Wasteland by just keeping 1 green open to crop rotate. Mm-hmm. So you just have to know how to pilot it through certain
there's
matchups.
A ton of little interactions going on here. Now, of course, you also have Green Sun Zenith.
Right.
What is the most you're usually casting that for?
And Dryad Arbor by far. Turn 1, Dryad Arbor. And then hopefully, just
I didn't know if there was anything cute, like you just sometimes have enough mana where you're like, hey, I just need a Titan or an Eldrazi with this. I don't know. Well,
every once in a while,
so you can't
actually, every once in a while, Oracle Modiah is like absurdly good in this deck. So.
No Eldrazi with it, but you can get the Titan.
Yeah, Titan. It's basically like playing 8 Titans. So like if you resolve a Titan with this deck, you're normally winning.
But normally just getting
Primeval Titan. That's or Dryad Arbor and then
Okay. Now you have all the lands running around here, and you've also squeezed in another combo, which is Dark Depths Thespian Stage.
Yep.
Because hey, why not?
Yeah. I mean, it's really for like decks that can't answer it. So like Elves, Game 1, they just like fold to it. If you ramp into it and they have a slow start, it's free win. But against Karakas decks, you obviously can't go for it, so you just like change your game plan. But I mean, you have the 4 expedition maps and you have the 4 crop rotations, so you can get it pretty easily.
Also, a couple into the north, which will grab you your Snowlands, of course. With Dark
Depths happens to be one,
Pretty convenient there.
Yeah.
Now, you also have got the Eye of Ugin, which again helps you find your Eldrazi if you need another way to find your monsters. Mm-hmm. And other than that, just a ton of mana.
Yeah, it's kind of like a control deck in a sense. I mean, I'm playing 3 Moments Piece, so the reason why I started playing that card is because the meta that I was playing in had a bunch of True Name Nemesis with swords or Jit or Batterskull, the mid-range type decks, and being able to basically time walk them for a couple turns just so you hit your land drops saves you so much life and time, and I've been really impressed with Moments Piece.
Legacy, a format about fog.
Yeah, I mean, card's really nice against those type of decks.
So you've been playing this deck a lot. I assume you've gotten a pretty tuned sideboard.
Yes.
You've got a 4 full Leyline of Sanctity in here. Yes. What are the best matchups that card's for?
It's good against like Liliana decks, like discard type decks. Most importantly, it's for the Storm decks, Charbelcher and Storm. Yeah.
Not being a blue deck, you obviously can't use Force of Will, so you need some sort of answer to those unfair decks.
Right. So, like, my theory was like I could play like free spells. Like, what's the one for 0? It costs 5. I forgot, but it counters like. Yeah, it would be that card is not as good as Leyline. So.
Yeah, who needs that card? You know? And of course, you've got 3 Thorn of Amethyst.
Yep. Combo again.
You got a bunch of things that seem to fight combo. Gadokti's good against some combo, also good against like elves and things like that. Is it ever an issue with all your very expensive stuff?
It only stops like All Is Dust and Green Sun Zenith, but most of the time Green Sun Zenith is searching for the Teague because you have a bad matchup against certain like Storm combo decks, and yeah, that's what he's in there for. He's just another like way to stop their combo.
Right. So you use your Green Sun for that, then you don't really have to worry about your other copies.
Yeah, exactly. Like once you have Teague in play, you probably don't need a Green Sun Zenith.
Got another land in here, couple lands actually.
Yep.
Tabernacle shuts down the creatures. Glacial Chasm. I like this one in the sideboard.
Yeah, it's for mono red. Mono red's. I mean, there's a card called Price of Progress, and that card's really good against this deck. So you have to like hold up a green to crop rotate into it just so you live.
Now you got 1 Rest in Peace, another Oblivion Stone, which you have 1 in the main.
Yep.
Just sometimes you need to blow everything up.
Yeah, against Painter Servants, mostly in there for. I don't like auto lose to that deck, but it's really nice to have another Wrath effect against them.
Okay. So going forward, why would you want people to play this deck, and how would you convince them this is the type of deck you should be playing in Legacy?
I mean, if you enjoy ramping, hardcasting, Emrakul, and you have a lot of components like to what the lands deck does in terms of like playing the Dark Depths combo. I think you would enjoy this deck. It's more fun. I would say it's more fun than good, but I have so much fun playing. It's good.
You've had success with it, so it's obviously pretty good.
Yeah, and also shout out to Kenji, the streamer, Numop the Nummy. He's been playing this deck also, and he enjoys playing it also, and he's been grinding with this deck and doing very well.
All right. Well, it looks like a blast. You're 3-0 so far. Looking to run it back again for another top 8.
Yeah, we'll see.
Appreciate you sitting down with me here in the sideboard, John.
Yeah.
Please stay tuned at StarCityGames.com all weekend long for all the action here at the SCG in Las Vegas.